these concerns we're facing, threats like this, really distracts from what we're able to do to continue to move the community forward. It's true. These are definitely a concern. The way people are responding to this.
Do you have any regrets about going on Fox News however many weeks ago it was? I don't know if that brought more attention to it or not. I'm not casting blame. I'm just asking what you're thinking yourself.
Do you have thoughts? I mean, has somebody asked you to ask me that? Or is that something that's in your notes or what?
No, I just wonder. I mean,
I think the idea, when we went on national TV a couple of months ago, the whole idea is that we need attention from the federal government because our infrastructure was strained. The hindsight can always be 20/20, and I think everybody would change some direction they took. But the bottom line is the intent was not to create a political stir, even though it did, and it was just a call that I made to people need to know that with this influx has become a strain on our infrastructure.
All right.
I mean, that's fair to say. You're in Columbus. My wife's from Columbus. If Columbus also just received, 500,000 people in 3 years, that would be, I know you guys have had fast growth, but that would be an incredible strain on the infrastructure. There'd have to be some real pivoting. Columbus may have the finances to pivot, but Springfield, we're a legacy city. We're a Midwestern city.
Sure.
It's smaller, and we did not have the finances to pivot like that.
Sure. Was there? I got to ask this because it seems like what's getting so much attention is all the stuff about the eating the animals and all that. Was any of that in the threat letter?
No. Not to my recollection. This is that's just not happening in our community. Pets are safe in our community, and it's unfortunate that there was a spotlight put on a story that was validated that was not true at all. And when federal politicians and leaders have the national stage, they need to make sure they consider cities and what they're doing to cities with the words they're saying.
Yeah. But again, that threat letter.
I know it's not spicy enough for you. Sorry.
Oh, what? I'm not. I know I'm a TV reporter. I was in newspapers for 47 years, so it's more.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
On the threat letter, what do you recall? I know you don't have it front, but what do you recall about that made you say it was hateful toward the Haitian community here?
There was enough concern. There was enough negative language towards immigrants, towards Haitian folks that would bring enough concern. And then when it's followed up with a threat at the end of a bomb threat, then, like I said, it was just the beginning of the conclusion of that they're going to threaten to harm people because they're, against what is happening. It's just the odd thing for local leaders like myself, my commissioners, my fellow commissioners, is the accusation that we are responsible for immigration reform, immigration policies, border policies, and there's somehow that this is our fault. This influx is our fault, and it's just couldn't be farthest from the truth.
And I guess the obviously City Hall, the school, and BMV was threatened?
BMV. Yeah, a couple of BMVs. And I believe that was the four entities.
That stumps me. Do you have any insight on why we're threatening the BMVs?
Well, it's not new news that Springfield has had a concern with our reckless operation. Matter of fact, I saw on one of the news clips last night that there was a federal politician that said that DeWine is sending troops to Springfield. That is not true.
Oh.
We had a planned, coordinated effort to help us go after reckless operation of cars because we have seen an uptick in reckless operation. Some of that could be due to the immigrant population, but we've seen an uptick in it, so we've been concerned. The governor and the safety director had put together an effort to do that, to assist our city police officers and even the county sheriffs to basically to go after and reckless operation to help make our roads safer. And that was happening. But it was, and then also DeWine committed $2.5 million over 2 years to help our hospital systems, so we can, and a lot of that help is going to go towards translation services, because we might be able to communicate with the folks that are here, and that's been a strength. And there, you can't deny the fact that we've just not been able to communicate with the folks that have come in here through the immigration and the influx of folks that are here. It's been difficult. So we're trying to help our infrastructure communicate with the folks that are here, that have come into our community, that we did not have control over. So now they're here, we're trying to embrace it. We're trying to embrace the opportunity to take care of them. And to do that, as I told you, we're a legacy city in Ohio, and we just didn't have the funds to be able to invest in that. So we're looking for help with that. And so DeWine has answered very well to Springfield, been very responsible to help us in those areas. And so just the falsehood that DeWine has not sent troops to Springfield. It was a coordinated effort of troopers that he has control over to help us with traffic. Period.
Well, Mayor, now you've had bomb threats, and thankfully they apparently were just that, threats. There was nothing real. But what's keeping you up at night about what could happen next?
I want to see Springfield continue to move in the direction it can move in, and that we have to focus on something like what happened today, threats, and we have to focus on a public spotlight that we did not ask for and that we should not have been underneath when it came to some of the issues that we have faced over the last 48 hours. And so it detracts our ability to focus on what we need to focus on, running a city that is on the rebound and focusing on the community that's there. And it is a distraction that keeps us from doing that keeps us moving forward with our job. Does that make sense?
It does, but like I say, these were threats. Nobody hurt. Okay. But I'm just wondering the next time. I mean, are you unfortunately concerned about the safety of your citizens?
I think anything something happens like this, there's always going to be a heightened concern for safety, and that is definitely true. Yes, we are concerned about the safety of our community, and we are aggressively securing our community. I'm sorry,
you're aggressively securing, did you say?
We want to actively make sure our community is secure. Does that make sense? I mean, it's, like I said, we're not having anything other than we're just hyper focused on making sure the community is secure, and this causes us to have to do that.
Okay.
With the manpower we have.
All right.
Or excuse me, the law enforcement that we have.
Yes, that's right, man. You got to use the. We're 2024 now.
Law enforcement.
Gotcha.
Don't say manpower. Scratch.
I know. Well, let me ask you one last politically incorrect question, and I'll let you go. You're a Republican, as I understand. How much responsibility do you place on Donald Trump for what's happened in the last 48 hours, including this threat?
Probably not going to answer that. I believe, and like if you look back at the comments I said, when a federal politician has the stage, and they don't take the opportunity to build up a community instead of inadvertently not understanding what their words are, what they're going to do to a community, it can really hurt a community like it's hurting ours. We've been punched in a way we should not have been punched. Should not have happened.